In today's video, I'm going to share 3 things that kept me single and what I did to shift those things and actually attract the man of my dreams. So, the first thing that I did that kept me single was I always looked outside of myself to feel good, to feel the things I wanted to feel, and thought that a relationship or a man had to give me those things, that was what a relationship was for. But actually, until I shifted that perspective and gave me what I needed to feel for myself and shifted the perspective of a relationship being something to grow with, something to grow together in, rather than getting my needs met, although getting your needs met is really important, but learning how to meet your own needs first is even more important than getting it from someone else. That shift alone helped me attract the man of my dreams. So when I was single and when I was dating during that time, I really worked hard on giving myself the feelings that I was seeking to get in a relationship. What do I mean by that? I would make myself feel cherished. I would make myself feel safe. I would do things to make myself feel loved and cared for, so that when I was on a date, I wasn't like hungry and like latching on to that person to give it to me because I was so deprived. I came to the table whole. And this is exactly the thing that my current partner, Jerry, tells me that was so attractive about me. And that is that my life was whole. I wasn't needy for him to do anything. We were 2 whole people coming together, and that made him really motivated and feel good about serving and giving to me in the relationship, because I wasn't coming from this like overly parched, thirsty place. I was already fulfilled, and he was just adding icing to the cake, so to speak, which made me desirable to him, because anyone that comes across needy, right, and hungry for something from you, it's off-putting, and especially for a man. So this is one thing that you might want to get in order right away, and that is get really clear on what it is you want out of a relationship, but first give those feelings to yourself before even ever expecting it from someone else. The second thing that I did that kept me single was leading. In fact, it helped me break up some of the relationships that I lost. Here's why. I was making all the decisions, overriding what my partners wanted, didn't even check in with them. I was kind of a bulldozer in the relationship. And that's not helpful, right? Now, I was leading in that I was making the decisions, I was planning the things, I made the decisions about where we would spend the money, and the man at the time felt disempowered. Now, when I went into my dating life, I actually started dating like this, and I actually started attracting men just like him. So weak, non-starters, non-leaders, and I was filling in the part of the leader. Now, these men might have been natural leaders, I don't know, but I wasn't giving them a chance, right? So I started learning how to be more surrendered, how to give them the space to lead in their own way instead of having to control everything. I let go of control. I didn't let go of boundaries. That's a different thing. I let go of control. And when a man was not leading while I was surrendered, that would just not be the kind of man that I wanted to be with. Because guess what? My patterns from the past were that I was always the leader, and I started resenting it. I resented being with men who didn't step up to the plate. But it was my own fault for taking that role over. So I would take the role of the leader. I would take the role of the money maker, the money earner. I would kind of take the role of the man in a classical relationship. And he would be like, cool, she's got this. She makes more money than me. She makes all the decisions. Fine. But that made me resentful. I remember complaining to my girlfriend saying, he never does anything. He never makes any decisions. Well, I was doing it all. I wasn't even giving him the chance to do some of this, right? Nor was I expressing my needs like I'd really like support in this area. No, I would just do everything, make all the decisions, do all the things that I wanted him to do, and then complain that he wasn't doing them. That's tip number 2. Don't be her. Because wanting control over everything, doing everything, and then resenting your partner for not taking charge, not stepping up, and not doing anything, that's a recipe for disaster. So what you learn is to surrender, to allow someone to do things like take out the garbage or make decisions in their own way without having to control it and make it always your way. And this gives them the opportunity to step up in the very thing that you're complaining they're not doing. Does this make sense? So if you want someone to take out the garbage, but you're always taking out the garbage and then complaining that you had to do it, that's not helpful. Learn how to ask for your needs to be met. It would feel really great if the garbage was taken out by the end of the day. What do you think? That sentence has transformed my clients' lives and my life by just, in a sweet, kind, but direct way, ask for what you need. Not this. You never take out the garbage. I always do everything around here, right? That's the classic way. That is not a way to get heard and to land with a man. All right, moving on to number 3. I remain single and in unsatisfying relationships because I pressured timelines. What does this mean? Pressuring a man on a timeline, on your timeline for moving the relationship forward is a recipe for disaster. Why? Because a man needs to feel like he's on his own timeline. And a man needs to feel like it's his idea to move the relationship forward. Because if you are forcing the relationship at a speed that the man isn't ready for, or he isn't at that level yet, he could be one step behind you. But if you're pressuring a man into something that makes him feel either like he's going to lose you if he doesn't step in, or he's in something that he wasn't ready for, that's a lose-lose situation. What you as a woman have to know is how to lean back and allow a man to have his timeline. It is so difficult for us. Trust me, it's difficult for me still to this day. But when a man steps in and shows you that he wants you, and it was completely without pressure, and it was completely on his own volition, that feeling is just the best feeling ever. That is what we're all longing for. But what we sometimes do is we pressure the man to get there before they're ready. And then when they do, say, ask for exclusivity or ask us to marry them, and it's under the pressure that we gave them, we're never going to be sure if they went exclusive or asked us to marry them or asked us to move in with them because they truly want it or because they felt like we were threatening them, threatening the relationship or pressuring them in some way. And what happens to a man's psyche is like, yeah, like she's okay, sure, we can be exclusive, no worries. But you want him to want you. Women want their men to claim them, to really declare their love for us, right? But if we forced them to tell us they love us or to move in with us or to ask us to be married, then we're never going to be sure if they're in that position, if they did that thing that we wanted because we forced them to or because they really are there. And wouldn't you want to wait until they're really there so that you're really certain his love for you is unwavering? You know that because it came from his timeline. So ponder on that. And the last thing I want to say is if a man is not moving along your timeline, then it's also okay to break up the relationship, to end the relationship if that's not meeting your needs. But it's not okay to pressure a man. If a man is showing you that he's not ready for the next level, then it's your responsibility to step away, not to pressure him. All right, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss a thing when I release twice weekly new videos all about similar topics to this one. And message me. Let me know if you've ever pressured a man and how it felt for you. And also let me know if you have ever been claimed by a man or a man has really shown on his own volition interest in you and how that might have felt. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.